You all, this is CoinsKid, just going to dive into Bitcoin once again. Thanks for your support. Okay, big up the CoinsKid crew. So looking at Bitcoin right now, you can see it is holding up relatively well, isn't it? We're above our target here, you know, the 2.272 Fibonacci support zone right here, which, as I've outlined many times, if we can hold that support, we're looking great, aren't we, for continuation, build up that foundation. And like I said to you, if you hold support, you know, don't go short basically. And right now we are looking relatively well. You can see some kind of retest is coming. You're getting EMA's coming down. Okay, there's 20 EMA on the weekly time frame is coming down, and you're getting the 55 support you, and obviously over time that starts to creep up and this starts to come down. You're getting a level of consolidation between these EMAs, and at one point a decision will be made. And you know, if you just want to wait for that decision and trade upon that, then that's great, because at the minute you've got a lot of false signals in here for Bitcoin. Okay, the volume's very low, and it breaks out and then it throws back, and it's some sort of manipulation at play here for Bitcoin. But what I want to show you right now is, you know, that whale that we're targeting, and a lot of whales, to be fair, they're accumulating. I'll show you this right now. Okay, so obviously, you know, you're fully aware of this particular address that we've been following. They sold in that cycle high at 40k there, and all the way down here they've been accumulating. Look, you know, they added a measly 9 bitcoins to them to their stockpile. Wow, you know, yeah, I'd love to buy 9 bitcoins. That'd be absolutely amazing, and that's the power some of these whales have got. So I mean, look at how many bitcoins they've got in there. That's amazing, isn't it? So you know, they bought 404 the other day at 34k. You know, and they're accumulating basically. So is the bottom in? We don't know. No one knows that for sure. But sometimes it's important to pay attention to the whale addresses, okay? Because these particular addresses, these are obviously top dogs in the field, and they have the top technical analysis, paying attention to Bitcoin and the charts. And you know, perhaps inside information. Perhaps, you know, this is best friends with Elon Musk and is about to do a tweet. We don't know, do we? But sometimes pay attention to these wallets, okay? Because if they're accumulating, it's a positive thing. And you can see in the market right now, we are getting a bit of upside, aren't we, for Ethereum. Chainlink's breaking out of that daily. A lot of projects are breaking out them daily resistances, which I've told you about so many times. You know, I can't cover all your projects. I can't go through all of them. But I've always taught you, if you look at a daily time frame and you break in the 20 EMA, that's progress. And if you get through that 55 and start to backtest its support, you are looking at a market reversal and a trend reversal there. And just like I put on Twitter, you know, break the trend, you create a new trend. And at the minute, the trend on a lot of projects is a downtrend until you break those key levels of resistance and reverse the trend, okay? The trend is your friend until the end. Break the trend and make a new friend. And hopefully we're on the cusp here of breaking these trends, aren't we, of a downtrend. Okay, so, you know, there's a lot of sort of question marks at the moment, isn't there, over this particular dump that everyone's expecting on the 17th of July. So I'm just going to show you this guy, Willy Woo. It's a cool name, I know, but do head over to Twitter and follow this guy. This guy is the boss, okay? He's the boss. You want to pay attention to him. He's got 608k followers. Please just go to his Twitter and say CoinsKid sent me. That'd be amazing. You know, follow him and write on one of his things, say CoinsKid sent me. Get this guy some notoriety. Not that he doesn't need it already, but you know, he's mega bullish on Bitcoin, and he has been for many years. And some of his charts and technical analysis with him that he does just ties up. You know, he's a fantastic guy, and I love reading his stuff. He calls it when it's going down. He calls it when it's going up, and he thinks that, you know, obviously there's 2 impacts to this dump, which everyone's expecting. But, you know, in his opinion, it's immediately bullish. I won't go too much into it now because I'll make the video too long, but I'll drop a link to his tweet, okay? Because JP Morgan is basically bearish on the BTC unlock coming up, which is around about the 16th of July, is it, or the 17th of July? So, you know, everyone's sort of in anticipation right there, aren't they? So I'll drop a link to this tweet and to his profile. Head over to him, get involved, read his content, because it's eye-opening. And yeah, he's putting great content out there, and he's a big believer in the 1 million Bitcoin one day club, you know, and accumulation is key. So yeah, I won't bore you too much, but he's a great guy. Follow his content. So anyway, he's bullish basically. He's saying it's a bullish projection when that it's not even physical bitcoins being dumped. Okay, just go to his channel and read his content, and you'll understand more than I can explain. So right now, jumping back to Bitcoin, you can see that we're doing relatively well. We're between the EMAs on the weekly, as you're fully aware. This is good, holding up support. What I'm going to do, the key thing that I'm keeping an eye on here, for Bitcoin is the 5-day, because on the 5-day we're obviously under the EMAs right here, and you can see the 55's coming down on your head, and you've got this supporting your ass, okay, the 1272. And you know, most importantly here on the 5-day time frame, we're looking at the Gaussian channel, okay, because at the minute you are on a downtrend on the 5-day, no avoiding it, and that's what's pushing you down basically, you know. And you've got the Gaussian median line coming up, and you can see if you're holding it as support, this is where it's going to, a decision's going to be made, in my opinion. This is a 5-day time frame, and like I said to you, the lower support band of the channel right now is creeping up, isn't it? Over time it's creeping up, and if you was to come down to there and test that is where you could potentially get that dip just there for Bitcoin, and potentially get really fortunate in this bull market and get some cheeky bids in down at this particular yellow line, which I've given you multiple times, okay? So do anticipate this if we do have a market roll, okay, because things are looking really great at the moment. They are looking rosy, okay, and hopefully Willy Woo's right, it is a bullish event and we don't get a market roll, you know, and we do break out some key levels of resistance and we start to break up and everything like that. But this Gaussian channel, pay attention to it, 5-day time frame. If you start to lose a medium line, like I've shown you so many times, you do tend to come down to test the lower support band, okay, with a lower channel of support. And you can see that if you did start to come down, you're losing a 1272, you come down to this particular level, and this is where you may get really fortunate in this bull market and get one last dip, in my opinion. But who knows, it might not happen. We might actually get support here by the medium line as it creeps up, forces you into retesting this 55 on the 5-day. Keep an eye on this on the 5-day time frame, force you into retesting this as resistance, break that back to support, get above the 20 EMA on the 5-day, boom, see you later alligator. Break out of this Gaussian channel like you did down here, okay, when you had the V-shaped recovery here for Corona. You've been forced up because this goes by, it creeps up because you're holding it as support, you see. So you got an option whether to hold it as support and continue, or you fall through it and enter that bear market like I've shown you, okay. You know, when you start falling through it, you bear market. So this is a fantastic indicator, in my opinion, on the 5-day. Keep an eye on this, because you can see it's crunch time basically. Look at this here, it's crunch time just here, because if we do something like this and we start to fall, you know, lose the channel, boom, bear market, okay, sell and go to the beach effectively. But you know how strong Bitcoin is, okay, it is really, really strong. There's a lot of talk of the flippening, which personally I don't believe in. I think that Bitcoin's a beast, and I think it'll always be the beast. Okay, eventually down the line we may see a flippening, but I don't think we'll see it relatively soon. That's a lot of speculation at the moment, because obviously with the Ethereum upgrade, as you're fully aware. But for me, I'm not saying I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. I'm not even saying that Bitcoin will give you the biggest returns. I just think that Bitcoin will never be outranked in market capitalization, not for at least a couple more cycles anyway. So yeah, don't be disillusioned by all the people that saying the flippening's coming, because that's old news. That's always happened in every single cycle, okay. So yeah, again, but not financial advice, and everything I say is not financial advice. It's for educational entertainment purposes only. But personally, I think Bitcoin here, my outlook is we're building up a level of steam, we're holding a key level of support, and if we don't lose that support, don't go short, because you will see the break, and a break is coming. This test of resistance and support is just here. Do you see this? It's coming in the 5-day time frame. You can see the mediums creeping up, the 55's coming down on your head. Some kind of pop is coming for Bitcoin here, some kind of support or loss of support or sell-off or whatever. It's very, very imminent, and I've been making you aware of this for many, many days now in the channel, okay. It's very, very close. So what I'm going to do is zoom in on the 4-hourly time frame for Bitcoin and see what we can see, okay. So with Bitcoin on the 4-hourly time frame here, you can see there's an awful amount going on here. It doesn't look like a lot, but it really is a lot. It really is a lot, okay. This little cluster here, there's an awful amount going on for Bitcoin, and as you can see, I'm going to explain all these trend lines that I've drawn in for you, okay. You know, we've been targeting this rising wedge, obviously, you're fully aware, okay. Break resistance, looking at a beautiful long, lose support, you're looking at a short, okay. You're fully aware of that, coming back down to where you form the wedge, okay. So you've got that at play effectively, but what Bitcoin's failed to do here is come up to test this upper trend line as resistance once more. It doesn't mean that it won't, because you could break out here, come up and test this and get rejected, and then lose this support and then come back down. So do anticipate that, because I know a lot of technical analysis and YouTubers are bullish just here, because we're coming into some kind of apex, okay, of an horizontal, and I'll show you this horizontal right now. So you've got this sort of horizontal triangle on the go just here. You know, you've got this level of resistance and support, and you're coming into the apex, okay. Yep, a break is relatively soon, you can see that, okay. But if you do break resistance just here, okay, there is a target obviously, but you're up against it. You've got a lot of resistance above you, okay. If you was to break out here, your primary target, your technical target is 39,339, and that would look beautiful coming back up up to this trend line, wouldn't it? Because like I said to you, the key level of resistance is this white line just there. Okay, that is, you break that and you are looking fantastic. You've got this massive reversal on the cards. You're breaking above all daily EMAs as well. So this is what we want to see broken primarily for Bitcoin. Okay, is this particular target 40,812, roughly around that area, because you're breaking out a multi-month level of resistance that you've created for yourself in this consolidation range for Bitcoin. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. And then again, remind you, you're above the weekly 20 EMA, which is the most important one out of all of them. You're above that and holding it support. Boom, see ya, you've gone to the beach, you're flying, it's all good, it's all golden. Do you get me? So, you know, it's looking good at the minute, but you have got a lot of resistance above you. I'm not saying that you won't break it, but if you start to break out here, okay, you've got a lot of resistance. You've not only got this resistance of this retracement that you're doing right now for Bitcoin, where you're hugging the golden ratio just here, okay, you're holding it as resistance for continuation of the downtrend, because effectively Bitcoin is in a downtrend on the daily. You know, I'll just quickly show you on the daily time frame here. I do apologize for the drawings. You know, you're under the 20 EMA, you're hitting your head on it day by day, okay? Unless you start to break above that, back to the support, start to come up and break above the 55 and hold that support, you are still in a downtrend on a daily. So at the minute, you are under the cosh, effectively, okay? But like I said to you on the 5-day Gaussian, there is a break that's coming soon. You can see in this apex just there is some kind of break. So hopefully, you know, if you break out here, you're making some progress. But I'm going to show you the levels of resistance right now for Bitcoin moving forward, okay? Because obviously you're fully aware that this is your technical target just there, but you've got levels of resistance. One is the golden ratio, this particular zone just here, which you've ran into as resistance. Do you see this? This green line is the resistance of this golden ratio, this retracement that you're going through right now for Bitcoin. So you need to see Bitcoin break above that. If you was to break this level of resistance just there, it's coming close, isn't it? There's some kind of break that's imminent for Bitcoin just there, because you are coming in some kind of apex, okay? So do anticipate, you know, you break the resistance, looking good, but you're going to run into this resistance of this retracement. Now, if you break through that, that's looking really good, but you have also got this rising wedge which Bitcoin's starting to form as a key level resistance right here as well. So do anticipate a rejection at that particular level. If not, if you do break it, obviously I've given you a target, and that would see you back above this white line, which is the most important thing. So it's close, it's pretty tight for Bitcoin at the minute, isn't it? Some kind of break is imminent. We're pushing into the weekend here, so hopefully this is it. We're forming the bottom right here, but do anticipate that if you lose this level of support right here for Bitcoin, okay, of this support channel just here, you know, potentially you could be looking at a rollover here for Bitcoin. Lose this support, go short, and potentially roll over down here to retest this low, okay, of 29k for Bitcoin. At that point, that was some kind of double bottom, and it would drag everything else down with it as well, okay? So yeah, you've got your level of support just here, and again, I can't exactly give it to you because you can see it's changing constantly, okay? So come to the charts, draw your lines on the 4 hour. You can see you've got your resistance, you've got your support, and this upper trend line of resistance as well. Do you see there's Bitcoin's run into resistance, 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 and right now it's testing it once more. So, you know, if you do start to see Bitcoin roll over here and lose the EMAs on a 4 hourly time frame, it is looking a bit dumping, a potential dump down here to retest this level of support, and you could be looking at a roughly 14% short opportunity right there for Bitcoin. And obviously, you know, if you break this level of resistance, you have got multiple levels of resistance to break on the way up, but you could be looking at a beautiful pump. The technical target anyway out of the horizontal is, because it's a continuation pattern, isn't it? You know, it can break up or down, you do know that, you're fully aware. The technical target is roughly there, and wherever you break out the apex just there, you are looking at a lovely 12-13% upside, and potentially, hopefully, forming this big reversal wave instead of this impulsive wave down, retracement before continuation down. Do you see that? So yeah, it's very close, isn't it? It's some kind of break that's happening right here for Bitcoin. So come to your charts, draw these trend lines. You know, I would personally, I'm not jumping in any trade at the minute. I think Bitcoin's far too manipulated at the moment, so I'm not. I don't advise anyway. But for me, I'm just standing back at the moment because I've got two levels that I want to see. You know, that are going to confirm. You know, you've got this level here, which is a fantastic level of resistance. That if I do see broken, you know that you're breaking above all the EMAs on a daily as well. Okay, you're breaking above that 20 and the 55. You start to drag it over your shoulder and creating that bullish cross in the buy and go to the beat signal. This for me is your primary target of resistance. You do need to see Bitcoin broken, okay, up there at almost 41k. You start to see that, it's great, but obviously, if you do start to come down here and lose this support of 28,863, personally, I'll put a little bit of a cheeky short down to that swing high, which I've given you multiple times, and that is where I'll close my position, and I will actually put a long in on Bitcoin, because I think that potentially is the bottom down there. Okay, but who knows, we may have printed the bottom right here, and we break out here and come up and break these resistance, break that, and see you later, alligator. But for me, you've got a strong level of resistance, and you've got a massive level of support just here for Bitcoin, where you've retested this, okay, as support, and a potential retest might be your double bottom in this market. So just stay glued, basically. For me, I'm not in any trades at the moment. I just find it, because we broke down here of a head and shoulders, and the pattern was invalidated. Okay, then there was another pattern, and it was quite a negative bearish pattern that broke down, and it got picked up. So there's some manipulation at play here. You've got F4 volume, okay, which is always a level of manipulation. So the whales are playing games with us at the moment. So for me, you know, lose support, put in a cheeky short, break resistance, see you later, alligator, I'm off to the beach. But yeah, it's crunch time. Something's happening within this little cluster just here. Okay, so hopefully we get some kind of break in either direction, which would be superb. But do expect to get rejected here and wonder why, or break that and get rejected there and wonder why. I've given you the reasons. Okay, giving the reasons why you may see rejections if we do start to break out here for Bitcoin. And obviously, you know, if you do start to see this and a loss of support, then you are looking at a downtrend, just a continuation of this impulsive wave down. Do you see that? And I've fully been transparent and explained all that to you. So that's basically Bitcoin on the Friday time frame. We're back tomorrow with an update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, and come on, England, let's win that game tonight. Take care, everyone. Back tomorrow. Bye bye.